Well, hi. Welcome back to Glitter 50. As you can see over here, I have a few of my palettes. I have about 40 of them stacked over here. I haven't counted them all, but I have about 40. So I'm just going to go through them, show you what I have, and this will be part 2. I'm not sure how many I'm going to have. But the first couple ones I'm going to show you, the first 10 actually, are ones. I only have one from each of these brands. So the first one is this from Natasha Denona. This I got from BoxyCharm when it was actually still BoxyCharm, and I have used it once. It's pretty, but they're neutrals. They're just not what I tend to go for. Am I willing to give it up? No. That's part of my problem, is that it's a Natasha Denona, and so I really want to keep it. But so that's number 1. Now number 2, this is, I hope I pronounced this correctly. This is a ZC. You can see it's ZEESEA. ZC. I don't know. Anyway, the packaging is so beautiful. And then you open it up and it has this beautiful like plastic sheath covering it. And then these are the shadows. Again, there's a whole lot of neutrals. These colors down here, the shimmers, they're beautiful, but they're not like, they're just not as beautiful as some of my other ones. So I have a really hard time letting them go. But it's beautiful packaging. Now this next one, the people who made this one, they collabed with a YouTuber, and then they came out with this, and it took forever for people to get it. And she has since, the person they collabed with has since changed their name, but this is the Butte Bean and Shroud It's Frickin' Bats palette. Now Butte Bean has now changed her name to Batty Bean, and Shroud Cosmetics has come out with a second collab with her, and I don't have that palette. I just liked this palette, so this is the only one I got. But look at those colors. Purples and greens and just super pretty shades. And I absolutely like, this is like one of my favorite shades. Look at that. It's kind of a purpley green. I don't even know if you can see the green. You can see it in, I don't even know if you can see it in the palette, but there it is. It's just so pretty. So anyway, I love this color story, so that's why I bought it. And then I have some single shadows from this brand, but this is the only eyeshadow palette that I have, and this is a collab palette with one of the ladies that I like to watch do makeup, and this is the Resurgence from Heather Austin and Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is the color story in this, and these shadows are beautiful, and I've worn these colors lots of times. I do love this palette. I love the shimmer shadows the most out of this palette, but it really is a fun palette to play with. So this is the Unearthly and Heather Austin Resurgence palette. And then I have this palette, which is Storybook, and it's just because it is Once Upon a Time, Three Sisters, the Little Briar Rose palette. So like from Sleeping Beauty. And then this is the color story. And it looks like a book. And it was just so pretty. And I couldn't resist. I think I've used this palette once, maybe. It was more because of the aesthetics of it. Like, I liked the packaging of it, but I didn't really want to use it. So, again, one of those ones I'm not really sure why I kept it, but I just can't seem to get rid of it. And this is from Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Spanglish palette. This is the only palette I have from Alamar. And these colors are so pretty too. Like, they're beautiful. But have I ever used them? I've swatched them, but I've never really used them. So one of my goals next year is to dig out all of my palettes and at least create one look from each palette on my YouTube. And then once I do that, maybe I'll allow myself to buy more eyeshadow palettes, or maybe I'll find ones that I have loved and I didn't even know I had. This one is the Venice Fling, and this is Bailey Sarian and Estate Cosmetics. And Bailey Sarian, I don't know if you have heard of her. She does Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Mondays, and she also does a series called Dark History. And it in Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Mondays, she does her makeup. But this is the palette that she created with Estate Cosmetics. And again, I think I've only swatched this palette. I don't think I've ever even used this palette. So that's something I need to change in my overall aesthetics. I loved this brand, and I'm so sad that it is no longer a brand, but this is Tati Beauty Volume 1. She had plans for so many more, but things happened and she didn't. But this is the color story, and these are beautiful shadows, and I did use this a lot. I don't want to use it because I don't want it to go away, but that's not a reason for keeping a palette. But this color right here, this one is my favorite. I don't even know if you can see, it's got so many different, oh, sorry, that didn't help. It's just got a lot of it's got a pink and a silver and a gold, and oh, it's just so pretty. But I wish she could have done more before the brand went under, but things happen. Things happen. Now, the next one that I have, this is my only Morphe one that I ever got, and I only really got this so that I could have this row right here. And I don't know if you can see them, but there are little stars in this particular shadow, and I use it when I do like this color, and I mix it with a little bit of this one, and then I do this one, and those are my Seahawk shadows. And so that's why I have this particular palette is for my Seahawk season. I do use that, but only for those shades. Now this is my only one from Raw Beauty Kristi and Pure. I've not used any other ones from there. I just really wanted to support Raw Beauty Kristi because she's here from Washington, and she was so excited to get to do this. And it's a beautiful palette. Like, those colors are just so pretty. They're beautiful colors. So there's that side, and then you flip it over. Let's see if I can. And then there's that side. And I use this color when I do my Seahawk colors. But that's about it. Those are the only colors that that's the only color I've used out of this palette. So I need to use this palette, and I keep it in its case, the box that it came in, because I'm weird like that. Okay, so now we have two from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This one is called the Hot Jalapeno, and it is, I spent $3 or $4 on this particular eyeshadow palette, but these colors are gorgeous. I've used it a couple of times, and that's it. And then this was e.l.f. and Chipotle, and I got this and a makeup sponge that looks like an avocado, because I thought it was a really cool collaboration. And then here are the colors. This color down here was the one that I liked the most, but there's not a whole lot of pigment to it. So why do I keep it? Because I'm a collector. I'm a hoarder. I'm not sure what you want to call it. It just is what it is. Now, this one, this is from Adept Cosmetics. This is the Kodan palette, and they no longer carry this, but this has very shimmery shadows in it, and they're just so pretty. And I have used it, but it only has these two mattes, and then it has all of these. So it's hard to make a look out of just this one eyeshadow palette. But I love the brand. And then they've had several palettes that have come out, but this is the Adept and Heather Austin. Remember that Unearthly palette that I have? Same person, Heather Austin. She collabed with Adept as well, and she came out with these colors. I know you can see that shift from blue to purple, and then all these other colors. They're just so pretty. And there's 4 mattes in here. There's these 2 down here, and then these 2 up here. And it's just, see, that goes from a gold to a green, and these are beautiful colors too. I just need to do a dedicated video on using this one also, because I don't use it enough. I just don't. Now, BH Cosmetics are these 2 palettes that I have. This is the turquoise. They did a whole year worth of palettes, and if you bought the palette on the first day, you could get it for $5. and they did every single month, but I really liked the color story of this one. I bought a few of them, but I gave them to my daughters. But this one, I love the color story of it. I love this glittery blue over here. But again, I haven't used this a whole lot. And then one of the other people that I watch, she said this was one of their best eyeshadow palettes. And I do love avocados. And I do love green eyeshadows. And these are beautiful colors in this eyeshadow palette. I just have not used a whole lot of them. Again, I should spend more time playing with the other palettes, but I have my favorites and I like to use them. So I do have those two from BH Cosmetics, and then I have these two from Ofra. This one is Good to Go, and it has, I don't even remember where I got this, but this has a blush, a bronzer, all of these are highlighters, and then it has all of these shades to use, and this is my favorite one. I can't seem to make a look without using that particular shade. I've used the blush and the bronzer quite a bit, but I haven't used the eyeshadows a whole lot in this particular one. Now, another influencer that I like to watch, her name is Samantha March, and she came out with this palette and this beautiful little dog right here. Her name is Aries, and unfortunately she passed away last month. And this came out years ago. I don't even remember what year. I'm trying to look on the back and see. This is called Life's a Draft with Ofra and Samantha March. And these are the colors. And again, there's a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer, and then all of these mauve tone shadows that she has. She is an author, and she has books for the 6th. That's why this is up here. And she has a typewriter, or a laptop, sorry. This is a laptop, not a typewriter. But yeah, she has her own books that she has written, and those are my only 2 palettes from Ofra. These are my 2 palettes from Beauty Bay, and this is the first one that I bought, and this was for a collab with Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorial. And these are beautiful shades as well. But again, I have not used this palette a whole lot. It's just sitting in my drawer, just waiting for me to play with it. They're beautiful colors, and I should use them. I just haven't used them. I wanted to support Nikki Tutorial, and I thought these were going to be beautiful colors, and they are. I just haven't dug this palette out. And then this one, Dark Fantasy. One of the other people that I watch, they talked me into. They showed this palette, and I thought, oh my gosh, those are so pretty colors. And they are beautiful. But again, I haven't played with this palette a whole lot. I have not dug into it and created a look. It's one of those things that I'm going to do next year. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play with these palettes, and I'm going to create a look with each and every single one of them before I can even think about buying any more, because I have too many. So the next one I want to show you, these are my Urban Decay, and I have 4 of them, and 3 of them are collectors, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have this Prince tattoo on me, and obviously these 2 were the Prince and Urban Decay palettes, and I just love the way they look. I love the colors in them. I have used them a couple of times. They're just so pretty. I love the way they open. I love the name of the shadows. And here's the other one. And they're just so pretty, but I have not used them. It's more the collector in me that says, ooh, those are pretty. And I love supporting Prince, his estate. These came out shortly after he passed away, and I love them. And this is the Stoned Vibes palette, and I just loved the gemstone looking packaging that this came with. And then here is the color story, and these colors are really pretty, but there's only 4 mattes in here, and they're really not lackluster, but they're just ordinary. They're not spectacular, they're not over the top. I need to just use it and see if it's worth still holding on to. But I love the packaging. And of course, speaking of packaging, I had to get this one. Now this one is obviously Game of Thrones and Urban Decay. And I just love the fact that it pulls out and it has all the houses in here, and just the names of them. So this is Winterfell, and this is King's Landing, and this is Bay of Dragons, and this is Hardhome. So it's just, I got this because I love Game of Thrones. And then if you open this up, ta-da! I mean, packaging. I had to have it because of packaging. Am I ever going to use it? Probably not. Have I used it yet? No, I have not. Now, this is one of my favorite brands, and I have done videos using these 4. This last one I have not done. I've only used it maybe twice, but this is Sugar Drizzle. If you look up Sugar Drizzle Polish on Instagram, you will find this brand. And this one, this palette right here, was the first one that I bought from them. But look at all of those pretty, shiny, sparkly. I told you, I like glitter, sparkle. Obviously, this is one of my favorite shadows to use. This is one of my favorite shadows to use. I don't know if you can see how much I've used out of both of those, but oh, I love this palette. And then this is Sugar Drizzle, the sequel. Oop. And they're just so pretty. Shimmery, sparkly goodness. I love this shadow. I love this shadow. I love this shadow. I've played with them a lot. This one actually comes off. I don't know if I can show it. Oh, I can't. I don't know if you can see. My hand doesn't want to bend the way it needs to in order for you to see how pretty that shade is. Let me see if I can show you a couple of them. They're just so sparkly and they look so pretty on the eyes. This is more of a blue with a red and a pink, and I know it's not showing up really well on the camera, but it's just beautiful. I love this whole palette. And then they came out with the Pizza Kitty, and it has, cats are one of my favorite animals, cats and dogs, but it has like pizza, kitty, taco cat, pew pew, space fries, purple space, space dog. I mean, they're just, the names are cute, but the colors are just, they're just so pretty. Let me see if I can show you this one. It's my watch. But it has like a purple, pink, I don't even know. There, you can see it. They have really interesting sparkly shades, and I really love this brand. Here is Man I Love Frogs MILF. Yes, it is the cutest package, and it has the best colors. I don't know if you can see, that's a purple, and it goes to a teal. Let me see. I mean, I know you can see it in this, in the thing, but you've got to see that color. See how that just, oh, it's so pretty. It's not even coming off on camera as pretty as it is. It's just a pretty purple, teal. It's beautiful. I think this is by far my favorite out of all of them, but they're all really, really good. And this is a Hypernova. And like I said, I've had this, but I have not used it a whole lot. And I need to use it. It's just, they're so pretty. So that's Hypernova from Sugar Drizzle. Those are my 5 Sugar Drizzle palettes. Let me get my towel to wipe this off. And then this brand is here in Washington. Now this is the Druid palette. And I keep everything in their cover, but oh, I just absolutely love this. Let me see if I can swatch like this one. You can't even see, like, that green, and it's got a red and a purple. Like, this is not doing it any justice on my hand. They're so much prettier in person than they are on camera. There's no way to really show them in the perfect light. So one of these days I will rank my this is Fantasy Cosmetica. And like I said, they're from Renton, Washington. And she has since come out with fragrances to go with each one of these palettes. And there's a new launch coming up on Sunday. And I might be looking at those. This is the Bard palette. And see if I can open this one up. This is one of my favorite color stories. I mean, they're all beautiful, but I love to put this on my inner part of my lid, and then this in the middle and this on the outside, and it does like a sunset look. And then I can put any one of these along my lid to kind of bring it all out. It's just love this palette. This is called the Fighter palette, and I think actually the Rogue came out before the Fighter, but it just happened to be the way they were in my thing. And this one, I had one shadow that kind of came a little bit shattered, so I'm not going to be able to show you a whole lot, but this is absolutely gorgeous in like a grungy sort of way. So there's the Fighter palette. And then this is the Rogue. There's also the Sorcerer palette, but it wasn't really a color story that I was looking for, so I didn't buy that one. But this is called the Rogue palette. And it's got blues and purples and greens, and then these shimmery, shiny shades. This, let me show you this one. You can, let me see if I can do it here. Do you see how that's a red and then it shifts to a green? It's just, it's so interesting. And it has like a purple, but I can't get it to shift to the purple. I'm like twisting trying to get it to show you, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I love these palettes. And then this is called the Warlock, obviously. This is the newest one that I have from Fantasy Cosmetica. And this has greens and blues, and it's kind of hard to come up with a cohesive color story from this. I mean, you can do it. It's just very interesting. So I don't want to keep showing the same type of colors, but this one's so pretty. I love this brand. I love supporting indie brands, and I love supporting people from Washington. So there's those. The last couple palettes, these are all individual shadows that I have. This is a blush from Unearthly Cosmetics, and then I got these in a palette from Physicians Formula. That was a palette that what was it? Katie Holmes, I think is who did it. And then there's, I don't even remember. This isn't labeled or anything. I don't remember what brand I got this from, but it's a blue to a green. And then these are just really super shiny. They don't even look like much, but they are, let me see if I can do it here. Can you see that They're super shifty. They're so pretty. So there's that palette. And then I have this one. And these are my Divina shadows. All of these are Divina shadows. And they're so pretty. They're sparkly. Like I said, I should have been a raccoon. They're just super pretty. And then these two are more shadows from Unearthly Cosmetics. I did a mystery box and I got these. These two shades right here are from Odin's Eye. And I have palettes from Odin's Eye, but I really wanted these sparkly. I think they're the jewel set. And then I have these miscellaneous shadows also. Okay, last one for this grouping. These are either Terra Moon or oh, how do you pronounce it? I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Not Kaleidos. Oh, it's that ring. Oh, I can't remember how to pronounce the name. Sorry. Didn't want to open either. So these two right here are from Unearthly also. But all of these over here are Cleona. That's it. These are Cleona shadows. And they just make the best shiny. I mean, you can't even see how beautiful these shadows are. I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna swatch them over here on this hand. Do you see how beautiful? It's a green. It's on like a black base. It's purple. It's bronzy. It's so pretty. And this is like a blue. You can't even see the blue really, but it's a blue yellow. Okay, maybe I'll do one more. Let's do this one. I could tell you what the names of them are, but I'd have to pull them all out, and it would be a lot. But this right here is just a really pretty green with like a yellow shift to it. I know I'm not doing the name of any of these or the brand any justice by not telling you what the names of them are, but these are just all my single shadows. So I think that was about 40 of them. If you want me to go into more detail about this particular one, I can do that. I can make a dedicated video on just this one. Don't ask me where I got the case from. I don't even remember where I got the case from, but I figured it was like a mermaid scale, and it holds all my special shadows in it. Let's just put it that way. But I hope you like this video. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I need to go wash some sparklies off me. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will do my next video soon. I need to go put all of these back in my drawer. I really appreciate you watching. And remember, who's better than you? Nobody. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.